China, the land of ancient traditions and the fastest rising superpower in the world. China's exceptional economic growth and dynamic diplomacy are already remodeling East Asia, and future decades will see even greater increases in Chinese power and influence. But exactly how this drama will play out is an open question. Will China overcome the existing order or become a part of it? And what, if anything, can the United States do to maintain its position as China rises? Are the great United States and the West is fearing the consistent growth of China? Do their mind fill with the thought that the rise of China is the end of their era? Hello everyone, welcome to the world of China. In today's video, we are talking about the rising of China and why it's becoming fearful for the West. Stay tuned with us and make sure you hit the subscribe button. The rise of China will undoubtedly be one of the great dramas of the 21st century. According to some observers, the West era is coming to an end. The Western-oriented world is going to be replaced by the next superpower, China. The historian Niall Ferguson has written that the bloody 20th century witnessed the descent of the West and the reorientation of the world towards the East. Rationalists go on to note that as China gets more powerful and the United States' position decays, two things are likely to happen. China will try to use its growing influence to reshape the rules and institutions of the international system to better serve its interests. And other states in the system, especially the declining hegemon, will start to see China as a growing security concern of their interest, maybe as a greater threat. Will China become a threat to the United States and Western countries? The reason for Westworld concern mainly arises from its hegemonic status in world politics and the ideological conflict of China with the Western state system. China's stunning economic growth has convinced the West that it's just a matter of time until China becomes the world superpower. But its ideological orientation makes China a revolutionary power that is causing fear for both the United States status and global structure. They're counting China as a rising threat. Different logics have been made to prove that China threat theses. First, ideological and cultural factors make China a threat. China will stick, and still sticks to its communism. Due to neoconservatives within the Bush administration and the alliance between Islamic and Confucian civilizations, it's been the primary threat to the West. Second, geopolitical and geoeconomic factors. Some scholars fear that when China will pursue its interest and respect, nationalism should drive China into a course of clash with us if the following refuses to support or share the leadership with China as a rising power. They also think that democracy can unleash strong nationalism and popular nationalism, which can make China even more aggressive towards them. Third, the collapse of China. Facing the previous two aspects, people are concerned that if China experiences a Soviet-style sudden death syndrome and spins out of control, it can create a much worse scenario. The sheer size of the population makes the refuge problem the failed state, and therefore the followed crisis. Warlordism, civil war, crime, the proliferation of nuclear weapons, etc. impossible for the planet to affect. The US-China relationship has shifted from conflict to confrontation, to competition and back to conflict, but so rarely features with cooperation. One American-China specialist characterizes the reciprocal relationship as the sweet and sour Sino-American relationship. Fourthly, China's 5G strategy. China marks 5G as a key technology for its more extensive aims to become a global technology leader. For China, 5G's enhanced robust wireless broadband will support other rising fields, extending from superior artificial intelligence to the Internet of Things, thus feeding its overall tech strategy and growing its economy. China's 5G strategy more worries US officials, who see Chinese telecom gear as a national security warning that could allow Beijing to spy on communications or help emerging nations censor portions of the web as China does. There's a spreading fear that China's leading corporations are poised to outcompete and out-innovate US tech giants. That has provoked US lawmakers who point to years of stolen intellectual property by China and unfair restrictions imposed on US firms doing business in the country. Fifthly, China's increased R&D spending. China is becoming an emerging scientific power, closing the gap with the US. Since 2000, Beijing has boosted spending on research and development by a percentage of 18% annually, including investments in such advanced emerging technologies as artificial intelligence, robotics, and quantum computing. Maybe China won't surpass the US in all those fields, maybe not in any of them, but its technological creations will rival America's. Expect Beijing to catch up with Washington in overall R&D spending sometime in the next decade, something that'll also help China increasingly attract and retain top-tier scientific talent. Last but not the least, China's military ambitions. China is already an economic juggernaut. Their leaders have an even higher ambition. They want to make China the world's dominant nation, economically and militarily. That's also within the next 30 years. The US military is still second to none. Beijing is catching up fast. Its spending on defense is growing by 10% per year, on everything from jet fighters to new space-based weaponry. The Navy is their particular priority. In 2017, China started its first naval base on Africa's coast and is building more on the islands it has developed in the South China Sea. This is a vital waterway for a third of global shipping. They plan to turn the Indian Ocean and the Western Pacific into a Chinese lake of sorts. Ties to smaller local powers are growing as China endures more military drills with nations such as Thailand and sells arms around the world. All that threat theses and the blend of stunning economic growth and irregular political governance causes deep concerns about China among the nations in the West. The Chinese leadership has realized the gravity to calm down these concerns and to build a supportive global environment for its command. To make its rise less a threat, the Chinese government has sponsored many PR events such as exhibitions in foreign countries, promoting Chinese language programs, and so on. But most importantly, the Chinese Premier Wen Jiabao put forward the theses of China's peaceful rise in a speech to a Harvard University audience in December 2003. Under this hypothesis, there are particular points. First, China's evolution depends upon and in return will contribute to world peace. Second, China will resort to friendly means for development. Third, China's growth will rely more on its resources and markets. Fourth, China is prepared for a long-term process of hard work, even several generations for economic prosperity. Finally, even as China has achieved its economic development, it will not seek hegemony in the world or come out as a threat to any country. Mainland China is evolving its definition of democracy, freedom, and human rights. Its foundation is Chinese culture, such as the Great Harmony of the World. China is developing a kind of civilization structure completely different from Western society. The alarming and inevitable fact is China's current per capita GDP is 1/6 of that of the United States, and China's population is 4 times that of the United States. Understandably, China has room for growth in the future, especially when they're planning a great expansion into the areas of technology and defense when the US considers these two as their natural preserves. Nothing is divine. Hegemony no longer commands a natural adulation. Rather, it's shunned. The rise of China is inevitable to hold back. When the eagle discovers that the little panda has grown up and may become many times larger than himself in the future, he will naturally be full of anxiety. Now the West knows. The panda is already large enough and being inevitable day by day. The West does not understand China, but China understands the West. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching the video. Give this video a big thumbs up and let me know your thoughts in the comment box. For more exciting videos, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. I'll be back with another exciting video soon. Till then, check out our channel for more exciting videos and stay tuned.